In this video, I'll be ranking every single starting NFL quarterback 32-1. This list is based off guys who I have starting week 1. It could change after training camp, but as far as right now, this is who I have starting. And before we rank these quarterbacks, I will be ranking them based on a few things. The first thing, production in regular season and in postseason. What this means is, does your quarterback produce well in both the regular season and in the postseason? The next thing I'll be looking at is stats. I'll be looking at the general stats such as completion percentages, attempts, passing touchdowns, passing yards, total touchdowns, rushing yards, quarterback ratings. And I will also be looking at stats from PFF as well as next-gen stats. The next thing I'll be ranking these quarterbacks by is film/tape. The things I'll look for on film is what they look like in the pocket, the kind of throws they can make, can they push the ball down the field, what they look like under pressure, and how well can they create drives. The next thing we'll be looking at is talent. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be just arm talent, but basically what can your quarterback do that separates themselves from the rest. It could be mobility, it could be rushing, it could be accuracy, it could be IQ. But we're just going to be looking at what can these quarterbacks do differently from other NFL quarterbacks. The next thing we'll be looking at is consistency. This one's self-explanatory. Can your quarterback play well on a week-to-week basis, as well as the playoffs? And the last thing we'll be looking at for these quarterbacks is clutchness. Basically, can they perform well in big moments? Can they win you a game? Alright, with that being said, for these first 3 guys I have on this list, these are all first-year starting quarterbacks and rookies. I don't really have much an opinion on these guys since they haven't played a single snap in the NFL. At 30, I have J.J. McCarthy. At 31, I have Cam Ward. And at 32, I have Tyler Shough. Now, Tyler Shough could be a decent quarterback, but we'll have to wait and see. Cam Ward, I think his arm talent could potentially make him one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And I think he was the right choice by the Titans at number 1. And I think he has a high chance of being that franchise guy. But obviously, we have to see. And the same thing with J.J. McCarthy. He missed last season due to the season-ending injury last year. He only played 1 preseason game before he went down. But he has yet to play a regular season game. But from what we saw in that preseason game, he looked pretty good. But again, I will not be ranking these quarterbacks higher because we haven't seen them play in a regular season game yet. Alright, now that the first 2 starting quarterbacks and the rookies are out the way, at 29 I have Anthony Richardson. Alright, so Anthony Richardson, he is an insanely talented quarterback, and he has an insane athletic ability. That throw in the Texans game, last season, early on, I think it was week 3, the fucking bomb that he threw down the field to Alec Pierce, that was insane. He has the ceiling of a top 5 NFL quarterback. If he actually develops, he is honestly insanely athletic. He kind of reminds me of Josh Allen, just more athletic. He can run faster. But unfortunately, Anthony Richardson hasn't really put that together. He's pretty ass. He will occasionally have an insane play, but for majority of the season, he wasn't playing well, at all. His stats are bad. His production was bad. He got benched for Joe Flacco. And honestly, I think he's the perfect example of why college matters, of why a bunch of college starts isn't a bad thing. That you want a quarterback to have a bunch of college experience, or at least a decent amount, because I think dude only started 19 games in college, which is not ideal, because he's super raw. He's a project. They're trying to develop him, but I think it's about to be his 3rd year, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see like what he like. His development is taking longer because he came out of college like so fast, like without that much experience. And it was honestly the combine that made him like get taken fourth overall. His development is like stalling, and he's gonna be in a quarterback battle with Daniel Jones, and hopefully he doesn't lose his job to Daniel Jones, because at that point, I mean, he might be cooked. But Anthony Richardson, though, like his ceiling is insanely high, but it's all about how he develops. But Anthony Richardson, I have him at 29. He's not really a good NFL quarterback despite his high upside. Alright, so at 28, I have Joe Flacco. So Joe Flacco, to me, he was brought in back to Cleveland, I would say just to help Shedeur Sanders. I think ideally the Browns are not going to have Shedeur start right away. I think they're going to kind of have him learn from Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco last year, when Anthony Richardson got benched, he didn't play that well. Like, he was alright, but he didn't really do anything spectacular. At this point in his career, he's kind of just like a bridge quarterback. He's obviously not a franchise caliber guy. He's like old. I think he's like 39, or maybe even older. But Joe Flacco, yeah, like I said, at this point in his career, like he won't really do much for a team. He might play decent, but I think that's kind of like where it caps off. I would say 28 is the correct spot for him. I think that's where he should rank. Alright, then at 27, I have Bryce Young. Alright, so Bryce Young, I think he's one of the most likable quarterbacks in the league, but as far as like how he plays, last year he started off the season terribly. Like, he got benched for Andy Dalton, and he looked like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league the first half of the season, if not the worst. And like, I felt like really bad watching it at the beginning, and like I was like so happy that he ended the season on a really good note. He was playing a lot better, and I think he showed flashes in the second half of the season. But Bryce Young, I think he does have pretty like decent arm talent. I think he, like, where he shines is accuracy. Like from what we saw in Alabama, like he was like accurate, and he is a pretty mobile dude. But again, like, his stats weren't that great. Like, he didn't play that great in the first half of the season, and we had to see it to believe it from Bryce Young. Like, this upcoming year is a make or break season for Bryce Young. So I have Bryce Young at 27. Alright, next up on the list at 26, I have Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, to me, he's only had like one good year. I don't think he's like proven that he's like a top 15 quarterback or a top 20 quarterback, because he had one good year with Kevin O'Connell, who's one of the best head coaches in the league, in my opinion. He has one of the best fucking wide receivers in the league, and Justin Jefferson, if not the best. In my opinion, he's the best. He has a really good wide receiver too in Jordan Addison. He has TJ Hawkinson at tight end. He has a good running back in Aaron Jones. I think any quarterback would like do good in the Vikings like system, and that's why like I kind of want to see, like, we need to see what he does with Seattle like first before we can like be like, all right, you know what, like, he is a top 20 quarterback at the very least. Like, he's actually a good quarterback. His stats were like really good. Like, at one point, like, he was in the MVP race in the season. But I think another thing is like the last two games of the season, week 18 and then the wild card. He played fucking awful those two games. Like, that, like, bro was straight up ass. Like, I think like those two games were like the biggest games up to that point, like of the season for the Vikings, and he just like he didn't play as well as he was playing, and like that kind of like shows a little bit of concern. It's like, all right, like that might be the ceiling in the playoffs. Like he's not gonna be the best. He's gonna struggle. Yeah, just I don't know how well he's gonna be able to do like moving forward in games like that. Obviously, he could like prove wrong this next year. He could like lead Seattle into the playoffs and do something. But obviously, we have to see it. But like I said, he's had one good year, and it was with a really good system. And those last 2 games of the season, like they left a lot of concern on my end. So, but I think he's decent. Like I think he honestly I think it wasn't a bad move to move on from Geno for Sam Darnold. And like Sam Darnold could be higher on this list, but again, like the main thing is it's because like he had one good year, and before this season, like he was close to honestly being like out of the NFL, in my opinion. Like he was like bad with the Jets, he wasn't really that good with the Panthers, and I think he was on the 49ers. He's honestly a tough guy to rank, but I have him at 28. Alright, next up at 25, I have Michael Penix Jr. So, Michael Penix Jr., he's kind of one of the harder guys to rank on this list just because, like, he only played 3 games last year. And it's not really enough for me to be like, oh yeah, like, he is, like, without a doubt, the franchise guy for the Falcons. But I think he's shown, like, good moments in the 3 games that he played in. I think as far as arm talent, like I think he has a high ceiling to be a passing quarterback. I think he has like a really good deep ball. Like that's what he was known for coming out of the draft, and he honestly like he showed it. Like he showed his accuracy in the 3 games that he did play. Like I said, he's had good moments, and I did watch the Falcons versus Commanders game late in the season, and like the drive in the 4th quarter where he tied the game, he like threw it to Kyle Pitts. Like that was a pretty good drive. Like I said, like he's a high upside guy, but again, like he's only played 3 games, so like I can't really rank him like any higher. But I think he's like still like a high ceiling guy, but like I said, he's only played 3 games, and I can't put him any higher than 25, so I have him at 25. Alright, next up at 24, I have Justin Fields. So Justin Fields, to me, I think he is a high upside guy. He's like only 25 still, and I think like in terms of rushing, like he's easily like one of the best quarterbacks in the league at it. Like he can do a lot with his legs, but I think the main thing that like is a concern is his passing. I think like he hasn't really shown, he can be a consistent passer yet. Hopefully, like we should see like development in the passing side of his game. We do need to see like that he's able to like beat teams with his arm too, or at least like be a decent passer. And he was playing decent with Pittsburgh at the beginning of the season, but again, like we need to see a full season of it. But I have Justin Fields at 24. Alright, next up I have Russell Wilson at 23. So Russell Wilson, I watched him for 2 years when he was playing for the Denver Broncos, and the best way to describe him is just he's a quarterback that like still tries to play as like he's still in his prime, but like he's not. Like Russell Wilson is like washed, like he's slowed down, and he's not ass, but at the same time like he only has like so much like gas left in the tank. Like I think he can bring like stability to an organization. I think that's why like the Giants brought him in. Like they brought him in like just for him to be like a decent option there. But like I said, like he's not as good as he once was. He's kind of like, I would say like he's like a mid to below average quarterback at this point in his career, and it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks like seeing like what he did in Denver, mainly because like People forget how good Russell Wilson was. Like, he was a borderline Hall of Famer when he played with Seattle, and I think he like will make the Hall of Fame. And like in his prime, like we saw, like he made some of the most insane throws, like from a quarterback like we've ever seen in NFL history. Like he's insanely talented. Like when he's like scrambling, and like he makes like throws that like I haven't seen like many NFL quarterbacks like make. Like that's how good he was in Seattle, and like those 2 years he had with Denver. Lots of people kind of like see him as like ass now, but in my opinion, like he's not that ass. But again, like, he's just not as good as he once was in Seattle, and for that reason, I have him at 23. All right, at 22, I have Trevor Lawrence. All right, so some people might disagree that I have him like this low, but here's the thing: his best season that he played was in 2022, and that was like 2 seasons ago. That was 2 years ago, and he hasn't really like played like that since. Back then, like back in 2022, like when he did, when he like broke out and like had a good year, you could argue that he was like at the very least a top 20 quarterback. Like you can like try to like put him in the top 15, but like I said, like he hasn't played as well, and that's why like he's not there anymore. That's why like I have him at 22. This list, like a lot of it is based on like not only consistency on like a week to week basis, but like also like seasons, like because like the top NFL quarterbacks, like we know what we're gonna get out of them every season if they stay healthy. But Trevor Lawrence, like he hasn't really like matched his 2022 season, and I'm not saying like he's terrible at all. Like I think he's like again, he's another like high upside guy. Like he came out of the draft as a generational prospect, and I think he is an extremely talented quarterback. But the problem is like he needs to like play like it. Like if he wants to be back in the top 15, I think he needs to like do that this year. I think he needs to play like it this year. I think Trevor Lawrence will break out, and of course they hired Liam Cohen in the offseason, and I think that will help Trevor Lawrence. But like I said, this list isn't going to be based off like potential. That's not what this list is. It's not going to be based off potential. It's like guys who have like proven like what they can do, and they do it consistently. So for that reason, I have Trevor Lawrence at 22. All right, moving on. At 21, I have Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, to me, he falls in the same boat as Trevor Lawrence, to where his best season was like in 2021. That was a year I believe he played in the wild card against the Rams, and Kyler Murray didn't really play that well in the playoffs. And then he's essentially stayed the same quarterback, and like newer quarterbacks have come in the league. There's like been like a bunch of new talent has come in the league, and so that's why to me Kyler Murray has fallen down. And like lots of people say like, oh, Kyler Murray's too low, like no, like he's underrated. But like guys, like he's like stayed the same quarterback. He stayed the same quarterback, and like I said, newer talent has come in, and like for me to like put him higher, like in my opinion, like he needs to like play like better. He needs to like take like a bigger leap. He is talented. Like although he's small, like he's like one of like the best rushing quarterbacks in the league. Like he's made some like insane plays with his legs. Like the way he's able to like improvise. He's able to like create time. He's able to like avoid the pass rush. Like he has talent, but again, guys, like this list isn't based off potential. Like he stayed the same quarterback, and newer talent has come into the league, and that's why like I have him at 21. All right, at 20 I have Tua. So to me, Tua is here at 20 because statistically he doesn't really play well against teams that are above 500. He statistically doesn't really play well in cold weather, and so like when I look at that, like it's kind of clear like he's almost like limited as an NFL quarterback. Like for him to rank higher, I would say like he needs to like play better, like in those types of games. I think like I wouldn't say it's a make or break year for Tua, but I'm saying like he needs to like play better before like there's like question marks about him. Especially like with his health too. Like health has been an issue for Tua. Like, he's like a decent quarterback. Like, statistically, like, he's pretty good. But again, like, he struggles against like good opponents. He struggles in cold weather, and that's why like I have him here at 20. Like, I can't really rank him any higher because of like those like two things. Alright, coming in at 19, I got Aaron Rodgers. So last year on the Jets, he quietly had a very solid year. Even though the Jets went 5-12, he still showed he could throw the ball. He can make accurate throws, and he should play better under head coach Mike Tomlin on the Steelers. The Steelers are a way better ran team than the Jets, so I think Aaron Rodgers will finish his career with one solid year on the Steelers. And I think a middle spot on this list for Aaron Rodgers is good because he's not a great quarterback, not anymore, but he's also not terrible. I think like I said, he's still a solid quarterback. He showed he can throw the ball, and I have him at 19. Alright, moving on to 18, I have Drake May. So Drake May, talent-wise, like, this guy is one of the best quarterbacks. Like, we saw last year on film, like, the type of throws he was making. Like, he has a really good arm. He's good at rushing. Like, his size, like, he reminds me of Jordan Love mixed with, like, Josh Allen. And, like, but the problem is, he's being, like, slightly overrated. And it's mainly by, like, Patriots fans. And I'm not saying, like, fucking Drake May is, like, bad. But, like, I'm saying, like, he's not as good as what people are saying. Like, people are saying, like, he's better than Caleb Williams. Which, like, in my opinion, I still, like, I think Caleb Williams is better. Like, he went first overall. Like, Caleb Williams is also extremely talented. Like, there's a reason Caleb Williams went number 1, right? But, like, people act like Drake May, like, is, like, the second best, like, rookie quarterback. And in my opinion, like, he's not. Like, this isn't, like I said, like, this list isn't based off of what if. It isn't based on, like potential. Production is a big part of this list, and, like, he just didn't produce it. And, like, it wasn't his fault, but, like, Patriots fans act like he, like, passed for 25 touchdowns and, like, over 4,000 yards, and, like, people act like he did what Bo Nix did, which he didn't. So, like, I'm not trying to discredit anything that Drake May, like, did last season, but I'm saying is, like, Patriots fans, like, they're kind of, like, his talent, it's overshadowing, like, what he produced. And like I said, this list isn't based off, like, all talent. Like, production matters. And so that's why, like, I have Drake May here at 18. Alright, next up at 17, I got Caleb Williams. So Caleb Williams, he's another quarterback, just like Drake May. His coaching was bad. His situation was bad. Matt Eberflus, or whatever his name is, he reminds me of Nathaniel Hackett. Like, when Nathaniel Hackett was with Denver, like, that's how bad he fucking was. Like, the clock management was, like, insanely bad. And, like, even, like, the O-line too. The O-line was straight up horrible. Yeah, Caleb Williams was just in a bad situation, and I still feel like he played, like, good. Like, he played well enough. Like, he produced more than Drake May. Caleb Williams, I feel like he did more last season to, like, where I can be like, you know what, yeah, he probably is the guy for the Bears. He played good last season. He played good enough, like, with the situation he had. And this year, like, he more than likely will break out. Like, he's going to be a breakout candidate now that he has an actual head coach in Ben Johnson, and, like, they fixed the online. But that's who I have at 17. At 17, I have Caleb Williams. Alright, up next at 16, I got Geno Smith. So for me, Geno Smith has been playing at an above average level for a few years now. His best season came in 2022, where that was the year Seattle let go of Russell Wilson and Geno took over. And he played well that year, but he's slowly regressed a little bit, but he still played at a good level. He's, like, one of the better quarterbacks in the league, like, as far as passing, and I think he's easily going to elevate the Raiders. Like, he's easily the best quarterback the Raiders have had since Derek Carr. And I think with the weapons Geno has, like, I think, like, he should play well under the Raiders. And now that he has Pete Carroll again, like I think the Raiders will be a lot better this year. I think Geno Smith will have success with the Raiders. But again, I don't think his ceiling is as good, mainly because of his age. And he doesn't really play well in the playoffs. He didn't really play against well against the 49ers in the year 2022. As far as production in the regular season, Geno Smith is a really good passing quarterback. And so I have Geno Smith here at 16. Alright, coming in at 15, I got Brock Purdy. So Brock Purdy, in my opinion, last season, I think he played well enough to prove that he deserved the extension that the Niners gave him. He obviously didn't play as good last year as he did in 2023 when the Niners went to the Super Bowl. But he did take a step down, but he still played good in my opinion. He still played well enough for me to be you know what, yeah, Brock Purdy is a top 15 quarterback. With the lack of weapons, like I said, he still played well enough, but at the same time he did take a step down, and that's why I wouldn't rank Brock Purdy as high as we all did in 2023. So for me, I have Brock Purdy at 15. Alright, coming up next at 14, I have Bo Nix. Now, I have a lot to say about Bo Nix, and it's mainly regarding the fucking hate he gets. It's so dumb. If you're somebody that still says Bo Nix is a check down merchant, he can't push the ball down the field, he doesn't have a good arm, this and that, it goes to show how hated of a player he is for no reason. You are just flat out wrong. You are flat out wrong if you think he doesn't have a good arm and he's a check down merchant. And another thing is he gets discredited because he has a coach like Sean Payton. And it's Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid, Tom Brady had Bill Belichick, Lamar Jackson has John Harbaugh. Lots of the good quarterbacks in the league, they have good head coaches. And the thing is, guys like Drake May and Caleb Williams, they are proof that you need a good head coach to be successful. And and the fact that people are discrediting Bo Nix because he has Sean Payton, what do you want him to do? You want him to have a shitty head coach, and then he doesn't play as good, and imagine how much more hate would come from that. If that were the case, I hate how he gets discredited all because of Sean Payton. Guys, at the end of the day, coaches are the ones that make the plays and call the plays, but the quarterbacks are the ones that actually execute. Quarterbacks are the ones that make the throws. They are the ones that scramble. They are the ones that have to execute. So I really never liked the good head coach argument for Bo Nix. It's so stupid. And the thing is, any rational person, any person who doesn't hate Bo Nix, they would say oh yeah, he's at the very least a top 18 to 15 quarterback, or even higher. In my opinion, I think Bo Nix is a top 15, and I feel most people would say that. Now, I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback. He's not there yet, in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm not gonna pretend the things he did in his rookie season didn't happen. He's second all time in passing touchdowns at 29, and even if you take away the 4 touchdowns against the Chiefs, against the backups, that's still 25 passing touchdowns. That's still the same amount as Jaden Daniels, and that's also more than what CJ Stroud had his rookie year. And Bo Nix didn't get his first passing touchdown until week 4. And also him and Jaden Daniels, they're the only rookie quarterbacks in NFL history to have over 4,000 all-purpose yards, along with 30 plus TDs, total touchdowns, and then with 10 plus wins. Bo Nix had a lot of historic, he made history his rookie season, and people act like he fucking didn't. And it's mainly half of the people that criticize Bo Nix, they never have good points. They're just hating just to hate. And so that's why, for me, in my opinion, I think Bo Nix is a top 15 quarterback at least, and I have him at 14. Alright, coming up next at 13, I have Dak Prescott. So Dak Prescott, to me, is another guy that's insanely overhated. And it's mainly because he's a Cowboy, which I get. Like, Cowboys fans are awful, but like, I still don't want to like discredit him. Like, he's like a good quarterback in my opinion. Like, the last season he was fully healthy, which was in 2023. Like, he was in the MVP race. Like that season, like he was like really good. Like, he threw up some really good numbers, and like he was really good on film. And I think like now that the Cowboys, like, fucking Jerry Jones actually like did some decent moves this offseason, like he brought in George Pickens. That's gonna be a good wide receiver too. I'm not sure how good their running game is going to be. I'm hoping Javonte Williams can bounce back as a Broncos fan. And I'm hoping like a guy like Jaden Blue can like be like a late round steal. But like I said, like the last season Dak was fully healthy. Like he put up really good numbers. And this past season Dak was injured. I still don't want to like pretend like he's not like a top 13 quarterback all because he was injured last season. Like, no, Dak is only like 31, so like I think he still has a bunch of good years left. Like, 31 is not really like that old for a quarterback, and like I said, like I think he still has like a bunch of good years left in the tank. And so I have Dak Prescott at 13. All right, coming in at number 12, I have Jordan Love. So for me, Jordan Love, he is a really good quarterback in my opinion. I think on a talent level, like he's really good. Like, I really do like his arm talent. Like, he's pretty accurate, and like his spiral is like really good. In 2023, when the Packers went on like a playoff run, like they beat the Cowboys in the wild card, and they faced off the Niners. The second half of that season, Jordan Love like was playing like really, really good, and he didn't play as well like this year in 2024. And so like I think he did like take a step down, and I don't think he's as good as he was last year. I still think Jordan Love is a good quarterback. I think Matthew Golden will help him out, but I have Jordan Love at my number 12 spot. Alright, coming up next at number 11, I have CJ Stroud. So CJ Stroud, he took a step down last year. He played a lot better in his rookie season, obviously, and this year like he took a step down. And it was mainly because injuries to the offense. Like, they lost Stephon Diggs, they lost Tank Dell, even Nico Collins, he was out for a period of time in the middle of the season. It was just a lot of unlucky shit happened to the Texans last year with injury. And also the O-line, like the O-line was the biggest issue. And even in this offseason, in my opinion, I don't think the Texans did enough for the offensive line. You gotta protect CJ Stroud. Like he's still like a really good quarterback, despite him taking a big step down. Like, he's still a good quarterback. CJ Stroud is still like just as talented as ever. I would say, like mainly because of the injuries is the reason why he didn't do so well. I guess you could argue like in some games like he should have played better, and I'll agree with that. And so that's why I have him just outside the top 10 at 11. All right, coming in at number 10, cracking the top 10 list is Jared Goff. So I have Jared Goff at number 10 because I think he's one of like the best quarterbacks like in passing, in my opinion. Like, you could argue like sure, like he has like a lot of weapons around him, but like I think Jared Goff, he has an underrated arm. He's really accurate, but like the biggest problem is like he just doesn't really play well in the postseason. I'm gonna be honest, and it's honestly been like that like his whole career. Like, he doesn't really like play that well in the playoffs, and we saw it in the Commanders game. Like, he threw 4 interceptions, and like as a quarterback, you can't really like let that happen, especially knowing with how like fucked up your defense is. Because like the Lions were honestly the most unlucky team last season. Their whole defense was like shooting up like injured. Like, it was insane. Like, at one point, like pretty much every starter was out. If those injuries didn't happen, like the Lions honestly would have been in the Super Bowl, to be honest. Jared Goff, like, he didn't play as well as he should have in the playoffs, and that's honestly why like I can't put him any higher. But like I said, he has underrated arm talent. He is underrated as a passer, and so I have him at number 10. Moving on to 9, I have Justin Herbert. Now, it's really only Chargers fans that will like be mad that I have Herbert at 9, but like, again, like he's another guy that like doesn't really like play that well in the playoffs. He had 4 interceptions against the Texans, and like that, like the Texans like were the most like likely team to get like upset, like for being a division like winner, and like the Chargers just like they got bodied. Like And like Justin Herbert, like I said, like he threw 4 picks. Like he horrible. He played the worst game of the season. As far as talent wise, like Justin Herbert's there. Like he has a really strong arm. He's really good at passing. He's one of those what if mans. Like lots of people like to bring up his talent and like his potential, and it's like this list is not based off of that. So that's why I don't have Justin Herbert higher. I have Justin Herbert here at 9. Alright, coming in at 8, I have Matthew Stafford. So Matthew Stafford, I feel like he's an underrated quarterback, and not in the playoffs too. Like Matt Stafford, he played really well against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Rams will be well. I think they'll be good this year, and it's mainly because of Matthew Stafford. Like he plays well in the playoffs. He plays well in the regular season. With Matthew Stafford, like the Rams have a higher chance of winning games, and like he elevates the team despite being like Matthew Stafford's like 36, 37. Yeah, and like his stats in the playoffs, he has a rating of 102.3 with like 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns to 6 interceptions in 10 games. Yeah, I have high expectations for Matthew Stafford, and as well as like the Rams team in general this upcoming season. But I have Matt Stafford at number 8. Alright, coming in next at 7, I have Jalen Hurts. So this is probably gonna be the most discreet one, but as far as like my take on Jalen Hurts, I think he's a really good quarterback. He silenced anybody who thinks like he can't pass in the Super Bowl. Like he pretty much ended the Chiefs with like his arm. Like Saquon Barkley wasn't really having a good game. Like the Chiefs, like they contained him. Like Saquon Barkley, like for the most part, like he couldn't really do anything, and it was really like Jalen Hurts that like used his legs and his arm instead. And like I think he fully deserved MVP, Super Bowl MVP. He's played like his best games in the Super Bowl, like his best career games. And for the Eagles fans that say, "Oh, I should have him higher," like he just doesn't produce as well as these other quarterbacks that are ahead of him. Like I'm sorry, but like he just doesn't. And like even before Saquon Barkley, like he doesn't really produce as much as these other quarterbacks ahead of him. Like Eagles fans deadass think like he's in the top 3. Like it's like at that, like no, I don't think so. And I'm not even hating on Jalen Hurts because I like Jalen Hurts. I just don't like Eagles fans. They're honestly one of the most annoying fan bases, and like that's why like I honestly like was hesitant to put Jalen Hurts at 7, but like again this is my list, so I have Jalen Hurts at 7. I think that's a good spot for him. Coming in at number 6, I got Jayden Daniels. So Jayden Daniels, his rookie season was insane. He's easily like the best rookie quarterback in NFL history. He was like insanely clutch for a guy that was a rookie. Like people don't understand like the fact that like he went on like that type of playoff run and like all the games in the season like where he like clutched up and stuff. Like it was insane, man. I don't want to overrate him, which is why I have him here at 6. But like still though, I think Jayden Daniels, like I'm not gonna be one of those Broncos fans that tries to argue that Bo Nix is better than Jayden Daniels, because I really don't think so. I think it's clear as day, like it's unanimous that Jayden Daniels is was the best rookie quarterback last season. I have Jayden Daniels at 6 is because like he basically carried the Commanders. Like the Commanders weren't really like that talented of a team. For Jayden Daniels, I have him at 6. Alright, coming in at number 5, I got Baker Mayfield. So to me, Baker Mayfield had like the most underrated season for quarterbacks last year. Like he passed for 45 passing TDs, 4,500 yards. He was statistically like in the top 3 for quarterbacks. Like he statistically like had one of like the best seasons out of all quarterbacks last year. Like he's honestly like right up there with Joe Burrow. And the thing is, like Baker Mayfield has always been pretty good in the playoffs too. Like he has like a career rating of 105.9 in the playoffs, along with 1,338 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 3 receptions in 5 playoff games. And like he went toe to toe with Jayden Daniels. Like I think Baker Mayfield's like a top 5 quarterback. I think he had an insane year last year. And so I have Baker Mayfield at my number 5 spot. Alright, coming in at top 4 and the number 4 spot, I got Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow last season, he had an insane year. He was really good. He probably would have won the MVP if the Bengals would have made the playoffs. And to be honest, I think he deserved MVP. But yeah, he had a really good year last year, and unfortunately, like, it's kind of sad because like the Bengals organization's low-key like failing Joe Burrow. Like, they're not making like the right moves to for the team to win. Like, they keep like not paying their like good players. They're not paying Trey Hendrickson. They're not trying to pay like Shamar Stewart. The fact that Shamar Stewart is like back at his college, like working out there, like, that's insane. Like, I've never seen an NFL organization like do that, and that's kind of concerning. If I'm Joe Burrow, I might demand a trade. Or I might start looking into like what options like I have to like get out of this like stupid like franchise, because it's really just like the ownership. Like, the ownership is fucking horrible. Like I said, Joe Burrow, like, he had a really good season last season, and there's just so much talent with the top four, which is why like I have him at number 4. All right, coming in number 3, I got Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, like, he is easily like the best dual threat quarterback in NFL history. Like, I think he's like set the example for future like dual threat quarterbacks, for guys like Jane Daniels and like other and like future dual threat quarterbacks that come in with like his play style. Cause like, dude, not only is he like the best rusher in the league, but he's like also like, he developed as a passer this past season. Like, he took like a big jump. Like, he could easily pass the ball. Like, it's crazy. Like, we've never seen somebody that could pass the ball like a dual threat. We've never seen a dual threat quarterback that can pass the ball like Lamar Jackson. Lamar did have like one of the best quarterback seasons ever in NFL history last season. Like, it was that good. But like, the problem is obviously like playoff like performances. Like, whether Ravens fans want to keep making excuses and stuff, like I can't put him higher, guys, mainly because like the way he performs in the playoffs. Like, if you were to ask a Ravens fan, they would say number 1, but like, there's like they need to like face reality at some point, in my opinion. Lamar Jackson, I have him at 3. Coming in at number 2, I got Josh Allen. So Josh Allen, I feel like he's the definition of like a guy that carries his team. Like, I think he did deserve MVP last season. Like, lots of Ravens fans were like salty that Lamar didn't get it, but like, Josh Allen's team was like less talented than Lamar's, and like, without Josh Allen, the Bills are not like, they're not as good. Like, without a doubt, like, without Josh Allen, like the Bills, they aren't making the playoffs. And I think that's why he deserved the MVP last season. I thought the MVP was fine. Like, lots of people are saying it was a robbery. I think Josh Allen deserved it. Like, Josh Allen like plays well in the playoffs. And the thing is, like, Josh Allen's a guy that doesn't really need like the best wide receiver core to like be good. Like, he's good on his own. Like, he can carry a team, like I said. All right, coming at number 1, it's Patrick Mahomes. I still have Mahomes at 1. And as a Broncos fan, I will admit, Mahomes, lots of people have been like fucking like just like dumb hating on him. Like, they've been like trying to, like, people have been saying like he's not like a top 5 quarterback anymore. Like, he's not number 1. Well, in my opinion, Patrick Mahomes still is the best quarterback. Like, last season, like, his Rashid Rice was injured, Hollywood Brown was injured, freaking Isaiah Pacheco was injured. Like, there are a lot of injuries to the Chiefs. But like, he still played like decent, and like, the thing is, like, he's still the best quarterback in the playoffs. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, he's a guy that will like score with 2 minutes left in a game, like every single time. Like, he's by far the most clutch quarterback in the league. And like, even though he like sucked in the Super Bowl, like, he sucked. Like, I'm not about to just forget like what he did like before that, guys. Like, he still beat the fucking Bills. Like, he still beat the Texans, and like, even before that, even in the 2023 season, like, all those teams should have beat Mahomes, and they fucking didn't. And that's why like I hate it so much. Like, that's why we all hate the Chiefs, because they keep winning. A big part of it's Mahomes. Like, I still have Mahomes at 1. Like, and as far as talent, like, he still has his talent. So that's my list.